to what my mornings are like. I'm normally like a super private person. This bedding is because I have the dog and so I have to wash all the time. I actually have really cute bedding, but I never get to see it. But this is like my morning. I do this every morning. So I wake up at like 3 in the morning normally. Weekends I get to sleep in and kind of chill. But this is like what my bed looks like every single morning. So I make a cup of coffee, which is up here. And then I just sit here and I lay out my tarot studies. And I have, let's say, so I have this book, which is my daily journal. I have this book, which is my shadow work journal. I have this book, which is my moon tracker lunar cycle journal. And then I also have my love journal. And I write in them. And then I just like to show you that I actually read all of the books from the creators of the decks that I do use because I am an avid believer. And I actually get to know it by, actually, let me see. I love to sit down and label things. Like, it's like my favorite thing in the world. I'm working with rune studies right now. And numerology. Let's see, what else? So that kind of gives you a basis. So I want to tell you a little bit about, here's my sacred deck. It's my very first tarot deck. It is very worn, very tatered. It has been hiking with me. It's been on cliffs with me. It's just my love. And it's the first deck I've ever wrote on, and the only one I've ever wrote on is Teacher. It's also the first deck I've ever kind of modified because it got so dirty that I kind of had to modify the edges. And I was like, oh, that was kind of fun. I love modifying decks now. And so it was the, kind of first everything. And so now it teaches my other decks, and it has a special status in my life, and it sits on my bedstand. It's the only one that sits on my bedstand. And basically, so what happens is, say I get like a 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, the teacher is, it tells me it's a Wheel of Fortune, rules it. It's a 10. Plus, this is a conversation about Mercury. And so when I'm looking at this, I know that this has to do with, of course, my immediate world, right? So I have a very special soul deck. It's not used at all on anybody else but me. It's the only other deck that I have felt this way about. And it is called the Animal Totem. So then I proceeded, I'm going to show you all my books. Okay. Then I proceeded to buy every single book and every deck that this author has ever made. So this is the Animal Totem, and it's all like labeled. I have the Pathworking Tarot by her, Lisa Robertson. I have the reversals, which I've done reversals my entire time I've done tarot, but this book is phenomenal. And then I have the tarot court cards by this person, which beginner, I think, is just so not the right term for her books. She has such a magnificent look at everything. But what I really like about this book is, so how I work this. So I get this spread in the morning. And I lay out a basic Celtic cross. This is subconscious, this is subconscious bridge to consciousness. And this is like what my morning's going to be like, kind of what my whole day encompasses. And this is like what my evening is going to be like. This is the outcome of my day, kind of what the big point of my day was. And then I have a sector up here that's for love, romance, and relationships in general. That goes in my relationship journal. I pull one soul card a week. So this will be my soul card for the week. And then daily, I pull another one. So this is my daily one. So this will be for this next week. And I always do a numerology study. I do a spirit animal study. And I really, 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 really love the archetypes. So I've been getting into archetypes a lot lately. And then over here, this usually will go into my love journal, or it could go into my shadow working area if there's a lot of stuff having to do with, I don't know, like difficult emotions maybe are coming up. Then it could go into shadow working. It could go to support my daily journal. This right here is for my moon cycles. So I research out what the moon cycle is, where the moon is at, and then I read the books on these, and this is Moonology. It is Queen of the Moon Oracle. Then I have Moonology, and then I have the Moon Oracle. Where the heck is that one? Sorry. Someday I'm gonna order. Oh, right here. Sorry. I'm studying Moonology Oracle. I don't know this one very well. And that would be the Moonology Oracle. It's this one, sorry. And then symbolism, let's see, where is it? Symbolin is my astrology deck that I'm learning right now. And it is a weird little deck. So that's something I'm studying new. And it comes with not the greatest little booklet. I wish I had a better booklet. And I've been trying to find a PDF or something online, but I'm not finding it. But anyhow, this is kind of what my life looks like every single morning. If I don't do it in the morning because I'm too tired, I do it during the evening. I sit down with my tarot studies, and I study like this every single day. My books are really important. I know I can read this stuff intuitively, guys. But my books are incredibly important because I want to know why they came up with the symbolism they did and their points of view and what their tarot studies and oracle studies have taught them. And I want to learn because I'm a student. I'm always a student of astrology, even though I've been an astrologer for 20 years. And I'm always a tarot student. Whoops, my ruin is like getting lost under that thing. But I've also been, as you know, I'm always going to be a tarot student because there's always something to learn about tarot. I think I've been doing tarot for close to 10 years now. So I just wanted you guys to get to know me a little bit and understand that tarot is not just something that, you know, I do, you know, as a hobby or to get attention or to, I don't know, be on YouTube or whatever the heck. It's actually a passion and a love, and it's something that I'm very bonded to. And I'm very in love with. I'm very in love with the science. I mean, it rules my day, it rules my thoughts. It's a great tool to get to know yourself. It's a great tool to... And there's always a new deck, and there's always a new perspective, and there's always some new creator coming out with a brand new perspective. And so that's why you can never stop learning and studying and embracing all the different types of ways that you can become a better person and that you can expand and grow. So this is a very personal view. This is literally my bedroom. Oh, and I always, like, when I'm studying, I always put on like a, you know, like a really relaxing video. I love water because my element is water. And, well, it's water and fire. So sometimes I put on fire and sometimes I put on water. Most of the time in the morning I put on water because I'm trying to get in touch with my emotions because the world tries to make you not feel. But if you guys ever have any questions for me, if you guys want to ask me about resources and things I personally recommend that I actually use myself on a daily basis, please always feel free to reach out to me, because I will be more than happy to talk to you about my passions and about what I bonded with and how long it took me to click with them, and you know, what I did to build bonds with them. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I am super crazy passionate about. That is just something I love so much, and that is my monthly guide through my daily that I referenced on a daily basis. And I just want to show you how I do this because it's really super cool. So in the animal totem, one of the spreads I came across was the and I'm gonna try not to say as much anymore because it drives me bananas. The inner totem pole. And so what you do is you separate out your major arcana from your deck, and I always solely just use the animal totem tarot. And you choose 8 cards, and basically what you do is each card has a purpose. And so like I will show you how I did it. So like in my journal, basically what I do is for monthly, I will state all of the astrology that's happening, or the big dates that's happening, the big astrological events. I'm also going to make up in my moon cycle video. I will now start making a monthly moon cycle to see if there's anything that any aspects or any crazy aspects, and that's something that is coming very soon to my life. But for now, so I do this monthly tarot. Monthly astrology, so that I can always reference it, so I know that on specific dates the energy is going to run high or low or negative or positive or whatever. Then I look at, so card 1 would be the earth from which you grow. For me, that's just like my soil, the base of your totem, right? And so for me, card 1 was strength, which is a Leo card. 8 is the numerology. And then I just kind of list what this card means to me when I'm reading through it. And here it talks about the soil from which you grow. So this is what I'm going to be planting everything in. And I'm going to use the strengths card energy for my totem. So then card number 2 is the roots in which you grow. So I drew the Emperor, which the astrological reference for that is Aries. It's card number 4. I give the element and the quality astrology wise, and then I just kind of go through what that card felt like that month for me, like what I vibed with and picked up on. So then I do card number 3, which is create. It's what I give birth to that month. It's what energy helps me create the best possible circumstances. So I drew 13 death, the death card. So numerology 13. It's the death card in tarot, and the astrological reference is Scorpio. And then of course death rules creation, death, rebirth. It rules everything, which I thought was good. So I put in here the 8th house Scorpio in astrology. The elemental focus is water energy. And then I just went through and I just, defined what that meant to me. Card 4 is the actions you take throughout that month, and what is caused from those actions to be mindful of. And so for me, card 4 this month in June was about temperance, which is Sagittarius, and its number is 14. And then it is the actions that I'm going to do that month, the quality, is going to be a mutable quality. So then there's duality involved with this because it's Sagittarius. Fixed, but we won't even go there. So then I just kind of list off what I felt about, you know, the animal totems when I looked at the card. So then you've got to get this book. This book is like so phenomenal. Then, that's card 5. Excuse me. Card 5 is the heart of the matter, right? It's the heart. It's the center. So for me, I put card 5. It's the bridge. It's the heart. It's the center. It's the bridge between consciousness and unconsciousness. I kind of added that a little bit myself. And then, so the numerology is an 18. And then the card that I chose was the sun. And then, you know, it's a Leo reference. And so then, of course, it was, you know, a fire element. Quality was fixed, so I kind of understand what I'm dealing with that month. So my point for telling you all of this, I can just run through these really quick. I don't have to just keep giving you mine. So we've got card 6, which is the messages, the communication issues or communication that we have that month. Card 7 is going to be what you envision for the month, what you want to manifest the month. And then card 8 is the top of the totem pole, you know, is the top. It's what's manifested from all of this. And so anyhow, so I say all this because I want to show you something that I do incessantly in my journals. So today, as you can see, I got the death card, right? I got the death card as one of the main cards. So then I will go back to my shadow working deck. Oops, that's my daily journal. I have to look through my things I can't see. And then I'll be like, okay, well, what was death in my animal totem again? Death was card 3. And so it's what I'm going to create, give birth to. It's my emotions. And it's also, so then this is pretty significant. The reason why I'm saying it is pretty significant because I'm going to take a look at this and I'm going to be like, okay, well, today something has to do with creation. You know, it has to do what I'm creating for this month. And so I'll take a look at this and the cards that are surrounding it, right? So the clarifying cards. And this is in reverse. So then I'll get out, this is how OCD I am. I'll get out her tarot reversals book and one thing I love about the tarot reversals book is, let me just show you. So like, let's say the moon. She has the blocked energies represented. She has protection, mirroring, shadow work that you might do when you get that card, and retrograde energy if you're dealing with a retrograde. I love this because then I can be like, okay, that's why it's in reverse. And then I'll be reading and reading and reading, and it'll start to trigger things in me. And it'll get me to go beyond the surface of what I'm viewing the world as. It triggers responses in me. And then I'm like, oh, that's really what I'm dealing with. And before too long, I will go through this entire reading and I will see, you know, a pattern of information that I need to work with that day, or some sort of emotion that I'm tuning into, or maybe there's something in my energy that's decreasing, you know, something. And here's the thing, like, so for instance, because I know that the devil was in there as well, but it's a clarifier. So it's assisting me. So if you kind of take a look at this is sitting in my subconscious. So this would be Page of Swords in reverse. So maybe I may not like some information, or maybe I might learn something, or maybe, you know, I might come across something, you know, that doesn't sit well with me. And it just creates a little bit of pondering. Maybe I just need to think about it. Maybe it's something new I'm learning and I feel like I need to learn a little bit more about it. This just says I need to take some actions and I need to pursue this issue, this information that I came across. And it just might not be something that, you know, it could trigger something in me. It could be fear-based. It could be something that I need to learn to take me out of a pattern of behavior. And this is all just sitting in my subconscious. And this is the way that I work with myself to try to figure out, like, what am I feeling? Where do I need to elevate my learning? What do I need to concentrate on? And then I just journal them all out. And yes, I read every one of these books. I read about every single one of these cards every single day. That's what happens when you're such just a huge book nerd like me. Like, you just love this. But I just wanted to show you that because I think it's a super big part of my personal tarot studies that I really wanted you guys to know, because my journals are just integral in my life. I mean, they're just everything to me. And I also learn a lot about the cards. They talk to me and they give me messages, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, every time I get that card, I know that consistently I've always had this come up. And so then I use that information to give to you to kind of like let you guys know that I've worked with. Tarot to me is not just something I buy and then I just put out. It's something that I've got to bond with and work with, and I've got to communicate with every single day. I just want you guys to know me a little bit. I used to have a channel before and I just was very private. And now I just kind of want to be real and frank. I just want to keep a little bit of anonymity about my personal life as far as in, like, you know, out in the world. But I do want you guys to understand where my head's at, for sure. At this point, I may want to get up in front of the camera and be something more of a presence. But for now, I just want you guys to really see what a big freaking nerd I am. But I love it. I totally love it.